Hey birdwatchers, I have another Contentful demo for you that shows the power of tags. Marketing teams lose time shuffling copy between tools, SEO in a doc, legal in email, localization in a CMS, and the CMS becomes an afterthought. But with Contentful and Blackbird, the CMS is the control room. We use a single action, the tag, to run the playbook. Let's dive in. Tags in Contentful are lightweight but powerful metadata you can attach to entries. They're not just for organization. They can control workflows, manage permissions, and act as automation triggers. Today, we'll show how tags fit into marketing and SEO, legal review, and localization workflows, and how Blackbird can programmatically manage them all. Another cool aspect of Contentful is creating fields for your content. To enrich our content with some SEO elements, I've created these fields right here. We can see those fields here in our content. And you can see we set some character limits on the meta title and meta description. Okay, back to tags. Our first tag in our workflow is the Ready for SEO tag. In Blackbird, this tag will serve as the trigger to start our bird. Let's walk through the rest of the bird so you can get an idea of what we'll be doing here. We'll get the entry that was published, download it, and generate the URL from the entry ID. We're asking OpenAI to help with the SEO aspects of our project. So, this is the prompt we're going to use for that. As you can see, through the power of Blackbird's interoperability, we're sending the downloaded content from Contentful as part of our OpenAI prompt action. And this action generates an output we can then parse and send back to the entry fields in Contentful. Next, we'll update the tag to remove the Ready for SEO tag and replace it with the SEO Complete tag. Then, we'll send a Slack message to the marketing team to let them know that this task is done. And now, the workflow will wait at the checkpoint until the marketing team reviews and sets the legal review phase in motion. Ideally, you'd want your legal team to edit right in Contentful, but that might not always be possible based on the preference of legal. So here, we could send the content to OneDrive or SharePoint, or a project management tool like Monday, Jira, or Notion. But I want to focus this demo mostly on Contentful and the power of tag triggers, so we're going to keep our legal review in there too. Let's head back to Contentful to start our workflow. We have our Ready for SEO tag set, and we hit Publish. And our bird is underway. OpenAI will do its thing now, and then we'll parse the results. After that, our bird updates the Contentful fields and then sends our message to Slack. If you recall, I used a compose step in our bird to generate this URL from the entry ID. This makes it convenient to just click on a link and easily access our entry. Let's scroll down and check out our SEO fields. And our tag has been updated to SEO Complete. Okay, so the marketing team likes the SEO results. So now it's time to tag this entry for legal review. And our checkpoint has triggered and sent an email to the legal team, because our legal team doesn't really work in Slack. And here's the email. So now our legal team can head over to Contentful and make any needed edits or add comments for marketing to consider. And when done, they can change the tag from Needs Legal Review to Legal Review Completed. And then publish the changes. And our next checkpoint has been triggered, sending a Slack message to the marketing team. Marketing can then review the changes and resolve any comments. Okay, now it's time to set the content to be ready for localization, with, you guessed it, a tag. But what if I told you that the marketing team could decide to send this for either machine translation and automatic post-editing, or full human translation? How could they do that, you might ask? With another tag. Back in Blackbird, you can see we're checking for the machine translation tag and branching the workflow with a decision based on if that tag has been added. In that case, we'd machine translate with DeepL, run automatic post-editing with OpenAI, update the entry to add the translation, and then send a Slack message to the marketing team letting them know that this has been done. But this content is too high risk, so let's not add that machine translation tag for this one. That will instead create a project in XTM and upload the files. And then another checkpoint that will wait for our localization team to complete the human translation. So let's kick off the localization phase of our workflow. And our XTM project has been created. We can access here and then assign who we want to work on it. And then access the task right here. We can enable the in-context preview, translate, review, and get our content to a publishable state. And when we're done, we finish the task, which triggers the final phase of our workflow. Once again, we get a Slack message to let us know it's ready. And we can see our German content added in. Uh-oh. I forgot that German expands, so our meta description is over the character limit. We can fix it, but how can we prevent that in the future? Let's add that instruction to our XTM project so our localization team knows for the next time. Now, let's check our tags. Another uh-oh. I forgot to add a step to change this tag. So, let's manually do that here. But for the future, let's add in a step to remove the Ready for Localization tag and replace it with the Localization Complete tag. We'll set the entry ID. As you can see, it loads from the previous steps, and our tag IDs load from the available tags in Contentful. Let's also rename this. Yeah, that'll work. And we'll do the same thing, only we add a step to add a tag to the entry instead of removing it. I'll rename this one as well. Save and republish our bird, and that'll do it. In this demo, we explored the power of tags and created a workflow that involves several tag trigger checkpoints, generative AI, a decision branching, and multiple apps interacting with each other. We also showed how easy it is to make continual improvements in Blackbird for further automation. We saw a CMS, LLM, communication app, email app, TMS, and machine translation app all working together. As a reminder, any of these apps can be swapped for an equivalent. So you could change Slack for Teams, XTM for Phrase or MemoQ, OpenAI for Claude or Gemini. You could do Outlook for Gmail. The combinations are endless. And that will do it for this demo, but don't fret. There will be plenty more. With almost 200 apps in our ecosystem, Blackbird is the new language infrastructure, where content operation workflows are limitless. Learn more at blackbird.io and keep your eyes to the skies for more awesome stuff coming soon.